It's a balmy Thursday morning in the New Lots neighborhood of East New York, Brooklyn, 70 degrees and sunny on the last day of March. The sidewalks have awakened. Small groups of middle-aged men banter outside bodegas and on stoops of the small, semi-detached brick houses that are common in the area. Mothers and grandmothers push strollers and watch over preschool children who hop and skip and revel in the unseasonable warmth. It seems early for recess, but the schoolyards are buzzing. Traffic is light on the narrow residential streets, but occasionally someone honks, a motorcycle engine fires, a truck roars past. Street life in East New York is busy, but not always congenial. The district is one of the poorest in New York City, with about half the residents living below the poverty line. It's also one of the most segregated. Nearly 95% of residents are Black or Latino, and only 1% are white. Social scientists sometimes call East New York socially isolated because its peripheral location and limited public transit options restrict access to opportunities in other parts of the city, while people who don't live there have little reason to visit and strong incentives to stay away. The area is among the most violent neighborhoods in New York City, with especially high levels of homicide, felony assault, and sexual assault. Conditions like these are bad for everyone, but research shows that they're particularly treacherous for older, sick, and frail people who are prone to hunkering down in their apartments and growing dangerously isolated when they live in inhospitable physical environments. That's not only what I observed in the Chicago heat wave. It's what social scientists who conduct large-scale studies of isolation have found as well. Living in a place like East New York requires developing coping strategies, and for many residents, the more vulnerable older and younger ones in particular, the key is to find safe havens. As on every other Thursday morning this spring, today 9 middle-aged and elderly residents who might otherwise stay home alone will gather in the basement of the neighborhood's most heavily used public amenity, the New Lots Branch Library. At first glance, it's an uninviting facility. The run-down 2-story brown brick building is set back behind a wide sidewalk and bus stop, with a beige stone facade at the entry, a broken chain-link fence on one side, and a small asphalt parking lot on the other. In recent years, the city designated the library site African Burial Ground Square because it sits atop a cemetery used to inter slaves and soldiers during the Revolutionary War. The library is small, and it's already crowded despite the early hour and the good weather. There are 2 banks of computer terminals with internet access on the first floor, and patrons, sometimes more than one, at every machine. There is a small display case holding photographs and short biographies of Nobel Prize winners. Tall wooden bookshelves with new releases, atlases, and encyclopedias. An information desk with flyers promoting library events for toddlers, young readers, teens, parents, English language students, and older patrons. One librarian asks if I need anything. Another stacks books. I ask to see the second floor, and Edwin, a sweet and soft-spoken information supervisor, takes me upstairs. Here there are 3 separate universes. A designated children's space, which is worn but, Edwin says, about to get renovated. A set of tables for English language courses, which are always oversubscribed, and, in the back, a classroom that serves as the library's learning center, a place where anyone over age 17 who's reading below GED level can get special instruction, individually and in groups. Everyone is welcome at the library, regardless of whether they're a citizen, a permanent resident, or even a convicted felon. And all of it, Edwin reminds me, is free. I tell Edwin that I'm here for the event in the basement community room, and it turns out he's heading there too. We walk downstairs together, and he points out the building's deterioration. The shelves, ceilings, stairwells, and wall panels are wearing out. Wires are exposed. There are rusted toilets and sinks in the bathroom. The doors don't close properly. In the community room, there's an aging cream-colored linoleum floor, glaring fluorescent lights, wood paneling, and a small stage strewn with plastic stacking chairs. I think about the burial ground that was here, and I realize we can't be far from the bones.